Greetings. Welcome to House Church. So glad you're here. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving this past week. On Sunday morning, I had my friend Sean McDowell come in and speak to us. So great to have him. I learned so much from him when I was just starting in ministry, and excited for how the Lord is using him in this season of his life. We're talking about sharing our faith this week, and I think this becomes more and more important every year in America. This may sound surprising for you to hear me say, but the long-term answer for evangelism in America is not what we may call a Sunday morning evangelism. Now, sharing the gospel from the pulpit on Sunday morning, super important. We'll continue to do that. We see a ton of people come to Christ that way, and historically, I'm sure from America's founding, millions of people have probably come to Christ that way. But the truth is, as America becomes more and more unchurched, less and less people are going to want to even come to church, right? No matter what we do. You know, many of the people who will even come to our massive outreach events, they are people who grew up in church as kids, but they stopped going as adults. They are primarily what we would call de-churched as opposed to unchurched. So there's still a little piece of them that says, I should get back to church someday, or I should probably raise my kids in a church someday. But the majority of kids and teenagers that are growing up right now in the North Metro, they do not go to church. In fact, most of them have never been to a church. And so in 10 years or so, when they become adults, they're not going to feel a desire to go to church or to raise their kids in a church. And even if we continue to put on great outreach events, they won't feel any compulsion at all to go. Think of it this way. If the local mosque puts on a great event with bouncy houses, right, and they have a ton of great food, would you go? No, that's not even remotely your worldview or a part of your upbringing, so you don't feel any compulsion to go to something like that. And neither will the completely unchurched feel a compulsion to go to an evangelistic event at a church. Now, why am I talking like this? It sounds like I'm questioning the primary way in which we do evangelism. Have I lost my mind? No, I haven't. At least I don't think so. Honestly, I think much of what we're doing right now will still work for quite some time. And it's working really, really, really well right now. So we're going to keep going. But listen to me very carefully. Churches need to begin to adapt as cultures adapt. And you can't wait too long to start adapting, or you end up being blockbuster video, right? Just assuming the world will never want to change and people are going to want to rent DVDs from your physical store forever. Although I would consider it if it was 99-cent stuff. This doesn't mean that we adapt our teaching. No, but we always have to be adapting our methods so that we can reach the real live culture around us. And so over the next 10 years, we're going to put more and more emphasis and more systems and more training into personal evangelism. Because the percentage of people in our area that would consider walking into a church, it shrinks every day. And so if they're not going to come to us, we have to go to them. And honestly, it's not on them to come to us. It's on us to go to them. Listen, there are people that you can reach that I can't reach. Not only are they not going to come to church, but even if they did, they wouldn't listen to me. I'm some Christian pastor. They think that's weird, but they don't think you're weird, right? Most of you, you're their beloved coworker, their neighbor, their family member. Leverage that opportunity you have to share the gospel. God is going to use you. You can do this. It doesn't have to be fancy or technical. You don't have to get all the words right. Just start sharing about who God is, what he's done in your life, and why you follow him. You can do this, and God is with you. Amen.